What's up everyone, 9th Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we're talking about Cinccino. This Pokemon's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty fair attacker with really solid speed stat and attack stat, and a pretty cool ability that lets its weak attacks do a really good amount of damage. It humbles itself by taking pretty easy 2-hit KOs on just about every big Pokemon in the meta. Maybe not just about everyone, but a lot of Pokemon. Things like Incineroar, Milotic, Rotom Wash, Excadrill, like being able to take pretty solid knockouts with 2-hit KOs and supplemented by Skill Link, but pretty solid. Normal typing giving us only 1 immunity and 1 weakness. Ghost as the immunity and weakness is fighting. Pretty normal, you know, makes sense. It's normal typing. Its ability is pretty cool. It allows its multi-hitting moves, things like Bullet Seed and Rock Blast and Tail Blast, or Tail Slap, to be hitting 5 times every time guaranteed. So it's just a form of luck with this Pokemon, but being able to control that luck is pretty cool. That's what makes it pretty good. Its attack is 95 and its speed is 115. Those are the stats that we're really leaning into, making this Pokemon a pretty valuable attacker. You can also use it as a supportive Pokemon because its moveset is really good for support. However, if you want purely support out of a Pokemon, there's much better options, things like, you know, Whimsicott and Leopard, essentially just prankster options that give you a little bit more room to breathe, since nothing will really be outspeeding it. So yeah, Cinccino's pretty cool, has some pretty cool toys. As far as its offensive goes, it's pretty solid with 95 attack and 115 speed, but as far as its defense go, not as amazing. 75 HP, 60 defense, and 60 special defense, giving it not great bulk, but with Focus Sash, we're able to live and attack once or twice. Since it's very fast, you'll be able to attack the first time. They'll try to kill it. Focus Sash will prevent that. And then you get to live, which is pretty cool. Attack again. And like I said, it takes 2 shots on a lot of Pokemon. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the build itself. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. So ability Skill Link is the ability that we're going with. There are other options here, but none of them are really that good. We have Cute Charm, which is just not that good because it's pretty random to know what the gender is of the opponent Pokemon. And then we also have Technician, which is good, but at the same time, Skill Link just allows it to do max damage every time when, you know, Technician isn't as, it's not as controlled. Skill Link allowing you to just maximize your attacks with Tail Slap and Rock Blast and so on. So yeah, we're going with that. As far as our item goes, we're going with Focus Sash. Focus Sash just allowing us to attack once to twice, living, since we're pretty frail. A couple of other options is Choice Band, Life Orb, Expert Belt, like anything that kind of implements more damage is good. I think Choice Band is definitely the best option other than Focus Sash. And honestly, Focus Sash and Choice Band are kind of neck and neck. I think they're both very good. Choice Band is what we went with for the single spotlight, and we'll talk about that more once we get to it. But for now, yeah, Focus Sash is what we went with. As far as our moves go, we have Tail Slap, Rock Blast, Bullet Seed, and Protect. We went with Protect just to kind of buffer a little bit. Since we're really frail, after they break our Sash, we can deal with something else while protecting, and then, you know, attack. I don't really have to explain Protect. It's Protect. There's nothing else I can say about it. As far as our moves go, we're Tail Slap, Rock Blast, and Bullet Seed. All 3 are multi-hit moves, which activates Skill Link, allowing us to hit 5 times with them. All of them have a pretty solid base attack around that 25. Actually, all 3 are 25. So hitting 5 times gives us a rough base power of 125, also allowing for crit hits anytime in between there, essentially making Cinccino hit really hard. We also have Choice Band as an option, making it, you know, 1.5 times, giving us a good bit of extra damage. However, you know, you'll go down immediately because, like I said, we're very frail. So yeah, but all of those are pretty good, and, you know, Tail Slap is stab, while Rock Blast and Bullet Seed are coverage, and pretty solid coverage as well, being able to really hit a lot of big meta Pokemon, things like the Incineroar and Milotic and Rotom Wash. A lot of really good Pokemon were able to hit super effective stab on, or super effective, not stab, but, you know, Skill Link, so it's pretty high damage. Next, we have our other moves here. There's a good bit of other good moves here as well. Knockoff and U-Turn as other good, you know, coverage moves, as well as just utility. Knockoff being able to knock off the item, really good against those pesky Dusclops that are running around everywhere. And then U-Turn to just be able to pivot out, which is really good. We're using that in our singles build. And then we're also kind of flooded our move pool with a lot of really good support moves that you can go with. However, like I said, if you're looking for support, there are better Pokemon to fill this role. And so yeah. But as far as our support moves go, we have things like Helping Hand, Thunder Wave, Safeguard After You, Light Screen, Fake Tears. A lot of really, really good moves. Honestly, most of those will land on a set of a Prankster Pokemon if you use them. Things like Leopard, Whimsicott, and Grimmsnarl all will be using things like the Thunder Wave, Helping Hand, Safeguard, Light Screen, After You, Fake Tears. Not really After You. But yeah, all of those are really good attacks in general. And if you want to use the one of them instead of like Protect, or if you already have too much coverage for like Bullet Seed or Rock Blast, then you can go ahead and put one of those on, and it could be pretty potent, especially since we're so fast. Things like Thunder Wave can be a very valuable way of speed control, as well as Helping Hand being able to just supplement your damage a lot, and same with Fake Tears. So it's not bad in general. As far as our EVs go, we did go 252 into attack and 252 into speed, with Jolly Nature giving us plus speed minus special attack, just so that we can do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible. With max speed with our nature, we hit 183, which is a really, really comfortable speed tier. We'll talk about that in just a minute here with speed tiers, but yeah, it's pretty fast. As far as Pokemon that you can use this with, synergetic Pokemon, honestly, the world is yours. This Pokemon kind of is just chilling with like any team. It can really just cover a little bit more. It can just help with coverage as far as like Tail Slap and Rock Blast and Bullet Seed go. Not really Tail Slap. But yeah, like, pretty good coverage. I didn't really add any synergetic Pokemon because there's nothing that kind of just like screams out to me like it's a great partner for Cinccino, because, nothing really has to be. Everything's pretty much just like, yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, Cinccino's pretty cool. Anyway, that's about it for our build itself. Let's go ahead and move on to speed tiers. So as far as our speed tiers go, we hit 183, like I was saying. It's a very comfortable speed tier, outspeeding a lot of good Pokemon, things like Raichu, Durant, Charizard, Mimikyu, Excadrill, Arcanine, and DDF, Gyarados. We have a lot of good Pokemon that hit that 140 to 170 range that are just really, really good Pokemon, and outspeeding a lot of them is just very, very solid in general. Being able to hit a Rock Blast on Charizard before it attacks can potentially knock out even the G-Max. It's just huge damage. Things like Raichu, just break it down to its sash and then hit it with a Rock Slide from, a Scarf Tyranitar. Hit it before it even hits you with a Nuzzle. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with this Pokemon, and being at 183 really just makes it, good, which is cool. Only a couple of really good Pokemon are going to be outspeeding us before, like, Scarf Pokemon and stuff. So we have Whimsicott that barely outspeeds us, but that doesn't usually matter too much because it's usually just using Prankster moves anyway. But, if your partner Pokemon knocks it to its sash, or its partner Pokemon knocks you to your sash, then the next turn it can Moonblast you before you attack, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then we have Inteleon, Dragapult, two other Pokemon knocking us out before any kind of supplements. Dragapult just obviously outspeeding us. Dragapult just naturally outspeeds every Pokemon. Then we have Inteleon, Cinderace, a couple of Pokemon here that are just pretty fast and are able to knock us out before that we can, really play. So we really have to watch out. The only one that's super, super commonly played is Dragapult. Everything else just, isn't seen too frequently anymore. Whimsicott and Inteleon really, really trended down. And I don't really know why, like, not really for much good reason. They're both still really good Pokemon, but people just don't play them anymore. I guess, Incineroar with Fake Out kind of pushed Whimsicott out a little bit, but, and Inteleon was a very common lead with Whimsicott or Vanillix, and both those Pokemon have trended down immaculately. So, seeing these Pokemon, honestly, Cinccino only really has to worry about Dragapult most of the time, so that's cool. And then as far as Pokemon with supplements go, things like Togekiss and Braviary max speed after a max airstream will be able to outspeed us. So after the first turn, we'll be able to outspeed us. And Scarf Pokemon, all Scarf Pokemon, Chlorophyll Pokemon, in their respective weather, Chlorophyll, Swift Swim, Sandstream, or not Sandstream, Sandrush. All these Pokemon will be able to outspeed you. So like, Sandrush, Excadrill, Chlorophyll, Venusaur, in their respective weathers will be able to outspeed you. So there's nothing you can really do about that. But as far as like Scarf Pokemon, Scarf Darmanitan, Scarf Silvally, Scarf Rotom, Scarf Chandelure, Scarf Vanillix, there's still a bunch of Scarf Pokemon that are seldomly played but are still played. So you'll have to kind of seek that out when you see them. But yeah, other than that, like Cinccino hits a really, really solid speed tier. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on into some damage calcs here. So, like I was saying, it kind of is pretty humble with hitting pretty solid 2-hit KOs across the board. A lot of Pokemon, Incineroar not always, but everything else just hitting guaranteed 2-hit KOs. Very, very solid. Hitting Bullet Seed into a very defensive Milotic, even max HP, max defense. Still hitting 54 to 64%, which is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. This is pretty good. Next, we have Rock Blast into a very defensive Togekiss, 236 HP and 196 plus defense. Very, very defensive Togekiss, hitting 52 to 63% with 5-hit guaranteed Rock Blast. Being able to hit guaranteed 2-hit KO against a very defensive Togekiss is very good, especially with this plus potentially multi-targeting moves, things like Rock Slide from an Excadrill Tyranitar. Being able to take that turn 1 knockout, even through like Follow Me, which could be really, really good. And then we also have Rock Blast into Incineroar. Now this is -1, so if you bring in Cinccino after the Intimidate, you'll be able to guaranteed 2-hit KO. But without it, if you're intimidated, then you're going to be hitting 45 to 55, which is only a 60% chance to 2-hit KO. So that's one of our damage calcs that aren't guaranteed 2-hit KOs, but still not bad. Next, we have Cinccino Bullet Seed into a Rotom Wash, a pretty defensive with 252 HP. Most spreads are 252 HP, 252 speed, and then a little bit into, like special attack or defense or something. But yeah, hitting pretty solid damage into this, giving us 70 to 89%, a guaranteed 2-hit KO even after a Citrus Berry recovery, so that's pretty cool. A couple of defensive calcs. Most of these aren't relevant because, we're Focus Sash and super frail, so most attacks are just going to knock us down to our Sash and then we die the next turn, or if they attack us and then multi-targeting moves, so if they open, like Conkeldurr or Togekiss and hit us with a Mach Punch and then hit us with Dazzling Gleam, we're going down. But as far as Mach Punch goes, from a Conkeldurr, a very offensive Conkeldurr, hits 79 to 95%, guaranteed 2-hit KO, so actually after just about any damage, Mach Punch will be able to take the knockout before we get to attack that turn, so that's pretty unfortunate. Like I said, like Dazzling Gleam and then Mach Punch the next turn, or Rock Slide, Mach Punch the next turn, is just going to take us down, which is unfortunate. So Conkeldurr is a bad matchup for our boy Cinccino, but it comes naturally as a normal type Pokemon. Next, we have Max Wormwind from a Dragapult. This is a pretty random damage calc. I just wanted to have a sick thing here. We just figured out 4 good offensive and the 1 defensive, so I was like, Dragapult. So yeah, Max Wormwind from a Dragapult into our Cinccino does just knock out 103 to 123%. Now this honestly shows off that we're actually like not the weakest. So if we had resistances, which we don't, then maybe we could live a little, but we don't, so whatever. We're pretty frail, so a lot of attacks are just going to be 2-shotting us. So pretty much this Pokemon is 2-shotting everything, but also getting 2-shot by everything. So, how good is it? Time will tell. I think the Pokemon's cool, but oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Single Spotlight real quick before the video is over. So as far as Single Spotlight build goes, very, very similar to our first build. So we went with Skill Link as the ability, of course, and then Choice Band as our item, just doing max damage, hitting 5 times with Choice Band, hitting a really, really good amount of damage actually. Still using the same moves here, Tail Slap, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, and we're using U-Turn just so that we can pivot out if we don't like what we're up against, so that Choice Band, doesn't kill us. It's pretty good. The set is pretty solid in general, I think. And then as far as our EVs go, we just have 252 into attack and 252 into speed, the 4 left over into special defense, and then running Jolly Nature just so we hit that speed stat, the speed tier of 183 again. Just being very, very fast and damaging. So yeah, that's about it for Cinccino. Honestly, the Pokemon, it's pretty cool. It does pretty solid damage, as well as has a really good move pool for support. But if you want to use support, then something else is better. And if you want to use it for damage, something else is probably better against most things. But honestly, this Pokemon has really solid coverage and really good damage against a lot of Pokemon. And I feel like a lot of players will kind of just ignore Cinccino, and then it'll just blow them out by doing really, really solid damage against a lot of Pokemon in the meta. So that's really cool. Cinccino's pretty cool. Not great, but pretty cool. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. If you don't like this kind of content, still like and subscribe. It warms my heart. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I just said all that. Anyway, join my Discord. We can talk about Pokemon in the Discord. We can also, we have a good little community people help out with trades, and we can battle and talk some cool strategies. And yeah, join the Discord. Its link will be in the description. Have a good day. Goodbye.